Ladies and gentlemen, hello. Today's video is a fantastic one because this is probably the best. I mean that in the truest sense. I don't mean that ironically, whatever. This might be the best. Why the fuck would you post this? Oh my goodness. Now I'm gonna read this, and as I read this, you're gonna think, surely at some point, typing these words out, I would have stopped. But it keeps going. And so we're gonna kick this off with a dramatic reading of what I would define as one of the worst humans on Reddit I've seen in a minute. Ready?
I'm ready.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. This thing is titled, I'm going to leave my wife and kids.
Great start.
First line, you know this guy is a real winner. Hungry Hearts by Bruce Springsteen is one of my favorite songs.
I love that song.
Cheater. No, sorry. Unreliable.
Fair.
Yeah, unfaithful to the marriage.
Incorrect. I just love Bruce.
Okay. I absolutely fell in love with the line, don't make no difference what nobody says, ain't nobody like to be alone. And when I met my wife, I felt like I'd never be alone again. She was fun, smart, independent, talkative. She would come home with a zest for life I hadn't seen in anyone, and I loved her. Nothing could keep me from looking forward to her, so I thought. My wife isn't my wife anymore. I killed her. No, see. My wife isn't my wife anymore. She's barely a partner. After what could loosely be labeled as emotional blackmail, she finally got her baby.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah. Hang in there. And I can't help but feel discarded. Not only had sex tapered off, that was fine. I expected it and I loved her. If she wasn't in the mood, that was fine. And times she had been in the mood were so sexy and fantastic before. I looked forward to her in all aspects. But having sex to have a kid was disgusting. I could barely come. We had sex twice that year and she got pregnant.
Oh my God. This is exactly what we were talking about with Our Father doc. You said that only people that don't want to get pregnant or shouldn't be able to get pregnant get pregnant.
It shouldn't be that easy.
This dude doesn't even want it to happen.
Yeah, and I had it twice that year. Okay, so then he goes on to say, the pregnancy was horrible. She quit her job. We now just had my income, so I started working harder and later. She hated it, and I would come home to issues that she dwelled on all day. It was exhausting. I started staying later to get home when she was asleep. Figured I would cut back when the thing was born.
Oh my God.
And everyone would understand. So right here, any normal person's thinking, damn bro, you said a lot. And you know, it's anonymous and it's also Reddit, so it's very possible that this person has never felt a woman's touch. However, at this point, you know, it's not feeling like a fiction writer, it's feeling pretty visceral. This feels like things a dumb person would say out loud. He then says, the child is born and it's ugly. That's fine. I just can't imagine what type of narcissist you have to be or asshole that the baby comes out and you're standing in the delivery room and all you can think about is how you don't like its appearance. Damn. He says, it's ugly, that's fine, I'm an ugly dude. That doesn't make it better. You taking responsibility. Like, yeah, but it's fine because I know I'm ugly. What the fuck out of here, dude? You, man. Because this, up until this point, doesn't feel ironic, you know? It doesn't feel like a stand-up comedian saying, you know, I really want to have kids. I feel bad for them, though, because they're going to be ugly. And I know what it is, you know? So then he goes on to say, my wife was devastated. She would post pictures and count the likes on Instagram. I refuse to entertain social media. I worry about our kids wanting to engage with it because I've only seen it suck my wife into an ugly, self-centered human, always comparing herself to the makeup-drenched stay-at-home moms that litter our town. See, that goes back to, you know, points I made in previous videos where are you sad or is it the algorithm ruining your life? You know, telling you you're ugly, little screen making you feel like shit. Little screen telling you your baby's ugly. You got babies to compare it to. If you wound it back, you know, 10, 15 years, man, this is tricky territory because now what we're talking about is grading babies' appearances, and I don't think anyone should be doing that. Yeah, like no one should be saying like hot baby.
Yeah. No, not at all. Like when somebody comes by, oh, he's gonna be a heartbreaker. She's gonna be
that is weird.
I've always at 18.
I've always felt that was weird.
It's weird as shit.
I've always felt that it's really weird too when people like talk about glow ups and reference themselves as children.
Yeah,
it's like, yeah, you were a child. You should have been ugly.
You had braces. No, duh. Like, come on.
That's a turn on for some people. All right. All right, moving on. Oh, the other thing that I think is really funny is him looking at his wife counting up likes on Instagram, and this guy's standing on the other side of the room like, I mean, he's fucking ugly, so I don't know what you're expecting to get. or she gets like, it only got 19 likes, and he just walks up and goes, yeah, that sounds right. I'm ugly.
Nice shot.
So then whatever. So he brings this up. Then he says more. It's like he should have been done already, but he says more. I never cut back at work. I avoided my wife as much as possible. We had a huge fight one night, which she revealed she wanted another child, and I told her I hated who she had become. Also, seeing her in that motherly role made me less attracted to her. I couldn't help it. She gained a ton of weight, expected, but never tried to work it off or anything. And I'm paying for her to overindulge on chips and ice cream, and I'm eating ham sandwiches for lunch each day, which I'm grateful for. I grew up poor. This guy, like, just, trying to make himself like a hero. I'm venting, but I'd love to have friends that relate. My friends love their wives. They're fun and gorgeous. I get it. We were the only ones to have kids. They still have that energy and probably out of love still.
Oh my God.
I never bitched to my friends about my wife. They wouldn't understand. Anyways, she's pregnant. Wow. So he had two. He had two of them, despite him being this way. There's so many layers there, man. I'm gonna get on my women's rights thing for a second. And raising a kid is it's brutal.
Yeah.
It's fun to think about how your moms lost everything to make you. They lost everything. When people talk about like, oh, my mom was mean to me, my mom was like, I kind of get it. I understand why mothers are mean to their kids or parents are mean to their kids, because you give up everything and maybe you weren't ready for that. Now, granted, if you bring a kid into the world, you kind of just got to reconcile that and take responsibility. But being funny, it should be more rare that your parents love you. Especially your mom. I mean, you ruined her vagina. You ruined her and her man's experience with each other. They don't get to fuck anymore because of you. And there's a whole lot of because of yous. It's kind of interesting. And you just for the first 15 years, you just walk around the house, you shit your pants, you don't clean up anything, you put things in the wrong place, you're throwing up and coughing all the time, getting people sick, destroying social lives. I'm surprised more kids aren't murdered. I'm surprised more kids aren't killed, okay? It's a miracle that this deep in human society, there isn't some rich crypto bro who's like, honestly, I think we should be able to kill kids at 14. Just some soulless money guy who's like, yeah, we should just, we should extend the abortion laws up until 25, up until the year before I cut them off on my insurance. It's a dark place.
Sounds like you're sympathizing with the poster.
No, absolutely not. But for the sake of these jokes, absolutely. Yeah, I'll play into it for a couple minutes. No, this baffles me. You're on Reddit quoting Springsteen, being like, dude, my wife is such a bitch. She got pregnant again. It's like, why is it so easy for this guy? There are nice people every day that want a child, look forward to the idea of having a child. They want to dedicate their life to a child, which is awesome. And they have to try so hard, you can hear the pain in some people's voices when they're like, yeah, we're trying. Because, having a kid is like, you're trying to shoot a movie. You're trying to line up all the pieces and get that nut in there. And, you're whispering to the pussy and blowing sweet aromas in there. Please just go in the egg and hatch, you fucking lizard, But this guy, I don't even want this thing. First try. Gets it. It's horrible. I think something we've never done on this series is, we look at these people, we look at the things that they say, but we never really answer the question. Why the fuck would you post this? I think he answered it, right? He's got no friends, so he has no one to talk to about this stuff, which probably for good reason. There's probably a reason this dude can't open up to anyone, because imagine this guy trying to get you on his side at work. Yeah, my wife got pregnant. You're like, I'm just going to eat my sandwich. Don't talk to me, bro. You're
like, congratulations. He's like, no, fucking sucks. Yeah. Oh my God. You're like, oh, okay.
The reason why I rank this so high on why would you post this is because this feels so devoid of self-awareness and it feels so intentional. But beyond the point of it being fake, I really want to believe that this guy's a real person, because we all know a person like this, some stubborn dickhead who you can't really explain things to. And these are the people who just nut around. What's awful is this guy says, I'm leaving my wife and kids. By the way, he made a follow-up and he made an edit. And he said, okay, I know I'm a monster. I'll stay, I promise. Like, not only is he stupid, but he can't stand on his own positions. So, but then like when he takes a position, he'll be stubborn about it. Just, bull in a china shop type person, which... maybe we need people like that to further the human race. People that just will leave their kids and wife on a dime out of pure self-centeredness. I don't know. Maybe that's the real thing here, is after the housing crisis, we realized that marriage is not a sanctimonious thing. It doesn't last. And maybe we're all better off as children with missing fathers. Anyways, I'm just throwing out ideas here. But I mainly just wanted to dig into this story because it's hands down the most ridiculous one I've seen on Reddit so far. And I just could not talk about it. It almost makes me wonder if it's actually a good question on a first date with someone as a woman or as whatever. You're just like, what'd you do if we got pregnant? Yeah, just like throw that out there. And a guy like that, I'd be liable to say, he'd be like, oh, no, dude. Ew. And you would know right away, like, okay. Whew. All right, bro. See you later. Because then you could vet people. You could throw that question out there and they go, I would have to say, like, and granted, you're opening up a can of worms on the first date, but I think it's a challenging question that's worth answering because you want to know straight away. How would you handle it, man? Are you going to cross state lines to get me plan B and take me to a nice dinner? Are you going to get me plan B and feed me McDonald's? There's layers to this, and it exposes a lot about your potential partner's compassion for you and empathy and all kinds of stuff. So basically what I'm saying is, if you're single, get into a baby. We stigmatize that, well, don't have a baby, but we stigmatize discussing babies on the first date. We kind of earmark that as like, whoa, you're crazy. No, it's not. It's not crazy. You need to know who is on the other side of that nut. What kind of monster are you dealing with? Or saint. So if anything, this whole post really made me think, like, it's so wild how in a relationship people can change so much, or people can keep a secret what they really wanted, because on paper, this guy, when you're reading all this back, he never wanted kids. And how did they never bring that up, get into that discussion? How is that not exposed? I mean, if this dude is making like, ew, yucky, as like you're trying to get pregnant, how is he keeping that from you? It's crazy. And the fact that he only did it twice, he still got her knocked up. Impressive, but worst guy to be able to do it. So sometimes when assholes tell too much on the internet, there are things we can learn from it. And in this case, I think normalize talking about having a kid on the first date, because I think that's the sure shot way to find out if there's any real potential there, because now you can know a lot. And make it the first question. Hey, how are you? Hey, so thank you for coming out. Yeah. What'd you get into today? This now? Cool. What would you do if I knocked you up? All right, everyone. I hope that was some riveting, thought-provoking content for you. Just want to make a quick, little jabber about it. I'm on tour, noelmillerlive.com. Go buy tickets. Come out to a show. It's always a good time. See you very soon.
That's my next big thing, she precious. I'm bad and the walls asbestos. Yeah, bitch, you guessed it. TUOT on my necklace. Spock done made like 10 beats. Now I know the boy getting restless. Jab my way through the session. Doing too much, coming clutch, that's my essence.